Ooh. Happy Halloween!
Hello there, groovy ghoulies. I'm Janet Decay.
And I'm Grim Gory.
And welcome to our 6th Pumpkin Spice Halloween special.
Ooh, number 6. And that's pretty sick.
And we have a sick and fun show tonight. We're going to be playing episodes from the golden age of television. Shows that your parents, grandparents, maybe even great-grandparents have seen on TV during Halloweens of yesteryear.
Ooh, sounds very interesting. Yes, I can't wait to watch tonight's show, along with all the other Halloweeners out there. Yeah.
So dim the lights.
Ooh.
And get ready to be scared.
That's right. Lots of shocks, plenty of surprises, lots of tricks and treats tonight on The Mummy and the Monkey's Pumpkin Spice Halloween Special 6.
Lights out.
Hello. You're going to meet a girl named Mercy. But don't be misled by her name. After you meet her, you may think you know what she is. But don't be too sure. But even she doesn't know. Lights out.
Really, Dr. Lawson, why don't you answer your door?
Is a man to have no privacy at bedtime, even from his housekeeper?
There's a girl to see you outside in the hall.
A what?
A girl, a young female.
I have no time for females, Mrs. Abernathy, young or old, and that includes you. I'm about to go to bed once my mattress is inflated.
Well, stop pumping that contraption. Dr. Lawson, if you are a famous scientist, why can't you live like other people? Why can't you sleep in a bed in a bedroom?
Because this saves time, Mrs. Abernathy, and time is of...
The essence. Yes, I know, Dr. Lawson. But what are you going to do about this girl?
Girl? Oh. Well, how did she get in? I didn't hear the bell ring.
Well, I'm not sure it did ring. I just turned around and there she was. She came riding the strangest four-legged animal I've never seen before. It had a sort of a sharp horn. No, not a horn exactly. A sort of a sharp bump. No, not a bump.
You know,
exactly.
Mrs. Abernathy, your imagination is really quite...
Well, did you hear that?
I apologize for breaking in like this. I've tried to reach you for days. I need help badly.
Help?
My name is Mercy Device.
Very little I can do about that.
It is rather an odd name, isn't it? I've often heard you lecture at the university. I have a favor to ask. Would you spend the weekend with me at my house in Wakefield? Well, it's Friday night, and surely you have no classes at the university until Monday.
My dear young lady,
I have a very vexing personal problem. For years, I've been living with a poltergeist.
Your morals are hardly my concern.
Oh, well, you don't understand. A poltergeist is a spirit, a power, a secondary personality, an imp, a ghost. It's fastened itself to me and gives me no peace. Oh, no, it's invisible. And it's destructive, erratic, noisy, cruel, mischievous, unhelpless.
Miss Device, please, you're wasting my time. I have never seen or heard a poltergeist. And as a man of science, I do not believe in them. Now, good evening.
Oh, please, Doctor. I'm alone in the world and have to earn my own living. Well, you can understand how it would count against a girl in business with this thing constantly messing about in her life.
Well, it's all in your mind, I assure you.
I wish that were so.
At any rate, you can hardly expect any reputable scientist to bother. I suggest you consult the Psychical Research Trust or some of those fakers.
Oh, they already know about it. Mr. Birdlip, their president, phoned me only this morning.
Birdlip.
Yes, he wants to make a big thing out of it, put me in the papers.
That sounds typical of that charlatan.
I'm turning to science for the last time. Please, you've got to help me get rid of this thing. Or I'll be forced to consult Mr. Birdlip.
Oh, Mrs. Abernathy, will you please bring my overnight bag, the one that's packed? Now, young lady, before I undertake this fumigation, I want it clearly understood that I shall be ruthless in my exposures, that I shall not be responsible for any claims by you of libel, compromised virtue, or the incidental slaughter of poltergeists.
That's fair enough. Thank you.
Here, Doctor.
Oh, Mrs. Abernathy, I find rather to my astonishment that I'm going away
Now, tonight?
for the weekend.
Oh, my car is right outside.
You did say car.
Yes, a convertible. Why?
Well, I had heard it rumored that you traveled only on four-legged animals. What was that?
It was that animal.
That's Caprice.
Caprice?
It was that animal.
Yeah, you'll get used to it.
I saw it.
You and your animals.
Well, I saw it, I tell you. I saw it.
What does this mean?
Prima Doris, 4 pence. Oh, that ridiculous phrase. I haven't the slightest idea of what it means. It just keeps cropping up as though Caprice were trying to tell me something. Oh, here's your coffee.
Thank you.
Oh, I am sorry, but you look so funny.
Miss Device, I am not impressed by your cheap tricks.
Cheap tricks. Are you here to help me or discredit me?
I am here to help you by discrediting you. Now, you must understand there is no such thing as a poltergeist.
Oh, I understand that quite well. Only Caprice doesn't. Good night, Doctor. Sleep tight.
I am the savage unicorn, the gentle virgin tames me. Of Mercy's handcraft am I born, her discontentment shames me. But on the day when she's content, I'll lay me down and shed my horn.
$16.82. Who pumped that up? Thank you. Claptrap, absolute claptrap, and I'll prove it. Hello. Hello. Hello? Hello? Now stop this. Now, this is utter nonsense. Now, stop it. Now, stop it. I'm warning you. This is silly. This is ridiculous. You're not impressing me. I'm not frightened by all of this. Now, stop it. I'll get you. I'll get you. It's the last thing I ever do. Now, stop it. Now, help, Mr.
Does that feel better now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you better get some sleep.
Well, don't leave me.
Well,
Please don't go, please.
Doctor, you certainly are distraught.
You know, well, I suppose I'm not very good at it. There's no doubt of science to it.
More of an art. But really, it's quite simple.
Well, I must talk to Pearlie about all this.
Pearlie?
Thomas Pearlie, my associate, he's president of the Foundation for Pure Science. I'll have him here first thing in the morning.
Oh, first you better get some sleep.
My mattress. Somebody punctured it.
Oh, Doctor, I am sorry.
Well, how can I sleep?
You'll find some pillows in the closet over there.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be comfortable.
Provided there are no further manifestations. I'm hardly in the mood. I've had quite enough for one night.
3 my daughters, 4 pence. 3 my daughters, 4 pence.
How did you sleep?
Badly, thank you. Nightmares all night.
Not surprised. You're the third investigator that's had the same troubles. But don't give up yet, Doctor. You don't know what it's like to be such a curiosity. No one visits me anymore. Men stay away from me. I'll never be married. And all because of caprice. At least I think it must be caprice that's responsible. I'm not terribly unattractive, am I? Oh, thank you. You know, if I could cry, I would, but I can't.
Can't what?
Cry. I never could. I cry inside of me, but I never shed a tear.
Very strange. I never did like weeping women anyway. Dr. Pearlie should soon be here. Precise and profound thinker, Pearlie. Between the two of us, we'll lick this poltergeist.
Oh, Mr. Birdlip's coming here today, too.
Birdlip, that idiot? Coming here?
Yes, he phoned this morning.
Oh, well, who fixed the phone?
I guess Caprice did.
Oh, come now. You cannot expect me to believe
You can believe what you like. Birdlip said that neither you nor Pearlie knew which end was up.
Oh, he did he? Well, never fear, Miss Device. Mr. Birdlip shall soon know which end is up.
3 Madoires, 4pence.
Well, what do you make of it, Dr. Pearlie?
This mysterious phrase that keeps bobbing up all the time. Surely there must be some simple scientific solution.
Well, I think so, too, Doctor.
Where is the subject, the girl with the strange name that I just met?
Well, I saw her outside just a moment ago, singing to the cow next door.
Singing to an ordinary cow. Well, that's a bad sign, don't you agree, Doctor?
I certainly do, Doctor. Last night, in the middle of the night, I was awakened to hear her talking to herself in some odd, archaic language. Some forgotten Cyprian tongue, I would say.
An old Cyprian tongue. Worse and worse. Oh, this all hangs together perfectly. I'm afraid there's only one possible conclusion. She must be a witch. Really, she must.
Now, Doctor, as a man of science, I can't even agree that witches ever did exist.
Oh, now listen here, Doctor. Scattersmith. I have it here. Volume 2. Enumerates the following symptoms for witches. Inability to weep. Frequently seen with non-existent animals such as unicorns. While asleep, frequently speak in archaic tongues. Often sing to cows and other beasts. Liquids boil at their touch.
Well, Doctor, these things could all be coincidental.
Would you care for a glass of sherry before luncheon, Jack?
Oh, thank you. Yes.
We're having spaghetti for luncheon. It's not much to
Oh,
offer.
spaghetti's fine. Fine.
Yes, fine.
Fine, I'll bring it right in.
Doctor, boiling liquid. Oh, she must be a witch. She really must be. What is our next move?
Well, Doctor, I think it's time we looked into this girl's past.
Oh, how do you know she has one?
Well, Doctor, I don't mean it that way. I think we should investigate her ancestors, don't you see?
Really, gentlemen, this is very stupid and hardly scientific. Perhaps we had better end our agreement and let the Psychical Research Trust take over. Better a bird lip than 2 bird brains. Why, Mr. Birdlip, how nice.
Ah, Miss Device, so happy
Oh, it's so nice you could come.
to celebrate our association. You have decided, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Welcome on our side, Miss Device. Science. Boy.
Perhaps Mr. Birdlip is the true scientist in this case. You've lost any...
Never mind that, Miss Device. Just tell us where your ancestors lived. That is, where you were born.
Brokenshire, just outside of Salem. Why do you ask?
Salem, you heard that, Doctor? We must go there at once without delay.
Why, yes, of course. Whatever you... Salem. My.
Au revoir, Miss Device. You shall hear from us. We shall return.
Don't bother.
Let's see now. 1682. Device. Ah, here is the case of a Mercy device.
Well, we're on the right track, Doctor.
She was a witch, gentlemen, an ordained witch.
An ancestor, no doubt of it.
Shall I read it to you?
Please do.
Mercy Device was a bewitched virgin who did much damage to the property and belongings of her neighbors. After being declared a witch, she was sentenced to be hanged. She went to her death unrepentant, and so the name of Mercy Device shall be forever accursed. The cost of a hanging includes the expense of a new gallows, food for the magistrates, and damages to the house of a witness by the witch's unicorn. The cost of her deliverance remains against her on the records of Brokenshire. 3 Moidoris, 4 pence. Moidoris, they were Portuguese coins, sometimes used as legal tender in our colonies.
Well, I'd like to pay that debt, if I may.
Oh, but Doctor,
Yes,
now
why
really,
not?
don't be rash.
At the current rate of exchange. Here's $10. I think that'll take care of it. Now, if you'll please mark it paid. There. I believe that satisfies all the legal requirements.
I hereby declare the estate of Mercy Device free and unencumbered.
A wonderful demonstration, Miss Device. I shall personally write an article. The title, Parks on Science. Rather good, isn't it? This man Lawson has disproved nothing, right?
Yes, I'm afraid that's so.
Ah, good. Very good. And following that, there'll be a lecture tour and demonstrations. Now, as to the press conference, I personally believe that...
Yes, I'm back. And Mr. Birdlip's disreputable organization has cried poltergeist for the last time.
Nonsense. Caprice has already done his stuff.
Has he really? Tell me, Miss Device, since 3:30 this afternoon, has the furniture moved? No. Have any pictures fallen off the walls? Has any invisible force knocked at the front door? No. Have you any skeletons in the walls? No. Has the telephone rung? No. Hello? No. Wrong number. There, you see, everything just as it was.
Yes, it's true. I feel somehow that it's really true. I feel a sudden lift, a new energy.
Miss Device, you are a great disappointment to the spirit world.
If you are returning to town, I should be glad to give you a lift.
Why, yes.
Yes, of
Thank you
course.
very much.
Let science and the spirit world exit hand in hand. No hard feelings.
Oh, I can't thank you enough. Either way, I'm going to miss Caprice. I sort of feel like we'd murdered somebody. I guess it's better this way. I'm not really a witch, am I?
No, of course not. Not now.
Whatever does it mean?
It means your debt is all... There is one other thing I almost forgot. But...
You mean it's not all over?
Well, you see, Dr. Purley and I found in our research that there was once an ordained witch with the same name as yours. No relation, of course, but... Well, the name of Mercy Device is supposedly accursed forever on the old record books.
And we have to go by the book,
Well, I don't see any way we can alter it.
don't you? Don't you really?
No,
You've helped me so much, I guess I should...
There is one way.
There is?
We can change your name. That is, if you'll marry me.
Dr. Lawson, you're so clever. You think of everything.
Well, at this point, it looks like Dr. Lawson is bewitched, and bothered, and bewildered. Yes.
I'm going to look forward to seeing the Mummy and the Monkey real soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, what's buzzing, cousins? I'm Grim Gordy.
And I'm Janet Takei.
And you're watching
The Mummy and the Monkeys Pumpkin Spice Halloween Special
6.
Wow, our 6th one already.
Yeah, you can't even count that on one hand, unless you're a polydactyl. But anyway.
And we're having fun here in the Tremont neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio on this beautiful sunny fall day for the Tremont Zombie Feast.
Right here at the High and Dry, bowling alley and food.
And the smell of pumpkin spice is in the air. Pretty soon, the smell of rotting flesh will also be around. There's going to be a horde of undead zombies invading the neighborhood.
The smell of undead flesh or what I had for dinner last night.
Oh, I don't know which one smells worse, the zombies or your farts.
Oh, you're about to find out, let me tell you.
But it's all for a good cause. The proceeds benefit the Cleveland APL. It helps our 4-foots, our animal friends in need.
That's right. So, gang, strap yourself in for what's going to be a wild ride right here on our Pumpkin Spice Special 6. You're going to love it. You're going to hate it. You're going to do something. But whatever you do, don't turn it off. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Ooh.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. On the day our story takes place, John Prescott's problem was a very ordinary one. An automobile and the problem of getting it rolling. But as the hours passed, he found himself concerned with things not so ordinary.
Sorry. You all right?
I think so. I'll tell you more when I stop shaking. You did come around there awfully fast.
I didn't know what made me do it at the time. Now it seems like a fine idea. Trouble?
My car won't start.
Let's have a look at it. Turn it over. Battery okay. Nothing loose. Have you got gas?
Well, I should have. This gauge kind of acts up sometimes.
As you say, gas gauges act up sometimes. Bone dry. I'll push you out of the way and we'll go get some gas.
All right. No, I'm sorry.
No harm done. A little paint from your car scraped onto mine. My fault. I'll straighten out your license plate and we'll be wrapped and ready. LK333. Meet 5H3872. That ought to serve as a proper introduction. Get in my car. I'll drive you to wherever you want to go. I'm John Prescott, of Boston.
I'm Lila.
Yes, sir.
What am I stopping for?
A cocktail to settle my nerves, a little talk, a chance to get better acquainted, perhaps dinner.
No, I can't. I have to get back to my car.
Oh, nonsense. Nothing can happen to your car. And as for us, who knows?
Good evening.
Evening. Martini?
Thank you.
2 martinis.
Yes, sir.
Does he know you?
Perhaps. I used to live around here.
No trouble, no complications, no husband in the offing?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Then let's have at it. The azure vault dares the assault of wings, and I, Icarus, am I. Thank you. To a lovely lady.
You have an easy way with words, John Prescott. A way uncommon with the Boston men.
Throwback to my great-great-grandfather, Miles Prescott.
A rider?
Ship's captain. He sailed for the Orient, but was believed lost at sea with all hands.
And was he lost?
To the family. 20 years later, he was found in Tahiti and refused to come home. That's better.
Gardenia's my favorite flower.
Compliments you, Sal. Milky white like your skin, warm like your eyes, yet so mysterious. So beautiful, it's almost unreal.
Let me talk to Morgan Debs.
Let's get out of here.
Well, I haven't finished my drink.
Please, we must go right away. Hurry, please.
What's it all about?
Later, let's just get out of here now.
Who's Morgan Debs? I heard the bartender ask for him on the phone. That's what panicked you, isn't it?
Yes, now can we please go? I'll tell you about him later.
Wait a minute. You were going to tell me something, but you haven't said a word since we left the cafe except pull in here. Now, what about it? You're in trouble, aren't you?
Yes, but there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Maybe there is. I, for instance, am quite a remarkable fellow. Tell me, who is Morgan Debs?
I can't talk about it here. Please drive away or I'll be in more trouble.
I don't see how that's possible. Look at you, you're scared to death. Now, calm down. Tell me the trouble. We can work something out together. Make up your mind to it, because I'm not leaving until you do.
All right. There's a road down the highway that leads to Lookout Point. I'll meet you there at 9 o'clock. Please be satisfied with that.
No brush off. Promise?
I promise faithfully.
All right, then. Lookout Point at 9 o'clock. You be there. I'm coming after you, Morgan Debs or no Morgan Debs.
I'll be there.
that girl. You made it.
I said I would.
No trouble? You got your car all right? Where'd you park?
Do you mind if we sit quietly for a few moments? A great part of my life is wrapped up in memories of Lookout Point. Now I come back here as often as I can.
You're talking like a grandmother. I bet it wasn't too many years ago that you were giving the boys a bad time at high school dances.
And at college, wasn't I the one?
Is that where you met Morgan Debs?
No. Morgan's a much older man. I suppose we have to talk about him.
If I'm going to help you. And I'm determined on that point.
Then listen carefully, John Prescott. This spot, Lookout Point, was my favorite place in the world. It was here that I brought all my problems, and here that I came to celebrate my small triumphs. Then one night, something terrible happened.
Morgan Debs? You sit tight. I'll slip into my armor and go face the dragon.
Mr. Prescott?
Do I know you?
I think you've heard of me. I'm Morgan Debs.
I've heard of you. What are you doing up here?
Delivering a message, Mr. Prescott. The young lady you're expecting will not be here. She agrees with me it is advisable for you to go on your way and make no further effort to see her.
Why didn't the young lady give me the message herself?
As I said, she will not be here.
I don't know where you're getting all your information, but you're fouled up tonight. She's been here for the last 15 minutes. Lila? Lila? She was here a minute ago. What did you do to her?
Nothing. I haven't moved from this car, as you very well know.
You didn't have to. You've got a hold over her. She's scared to death of you. Why?
Steady, Charles. We have no quarrel with Mr. Prescott. Now, why don't you just drive on and forget what happened here tonight?
Why don't you tell me why I should? Now, remember, Charles, steady. A man can't lose a beautiful girl in the woods and just forget about her.
Even if I assure you that she's all right?
Then you do know what happened to her.
Yes, I know.
Well, at least tell me where I can reach her so I can call her or send a note or send flowers. I can't just run away like this.
I'm afraid you'll have to, Mr. Prescott. Now, so far, no harm has been done. But if you persist pursuing this matter, innocent people will be hurt. Now, you don't want that to happen, do you?
Of course not. But on the other hand, I don't want to go through the rest of my life wondering what this is all about.
I'm afraid you have no alternative. Now, just drive on, and I'll take care of everything here.
Put me in an awkward position.
You put yourself in an awkward position. I'm trying to get you out of it.
Yes, sir? My name is Prescott. I think I should report something that happened tonight. I was at a place called Lookout Point with a girl, and she disappeared.
Disappeared? You mean she ran away from you?
I don't know. I was sitting with her in my car when a man named Morgan Debs drove up. I got out to talk to him. And when I looked for the girl, she was gone.
Well, who's the girl?
Lila. I don't know her last name.
Did Morgan Debs know her?
He must have. After she disappeared, he told me to forget about it. If something happens to her...
Well, what could happen to her?
I don't know for sure. But I'll tell you one thing. She was afraid of him.
Did she tell you why?
She was just about to when he drove up.
That's not much, Mr. Prescott. Morgan Debs is a powerful man in this community. I can't very well question him without something a little more substantial to go on.
Isn't it enough to know that she was afraid of him?
Well, I only have your word for it. If I could talk to the girl... can't you tell me something more about her?
She was beautiful, blonde, blue eyes, drove a red sports car. Her name was Lila, and she used to live around here. You ought to be able to recognize her from that.
Sorry, I don't. Maybe she was before my time. I've only been sheriff here a year. Where are you headed, Mr. Prescott?
I was driving home to Boston. But I don't think I should leave until I make sure that the girl's all right.
Well, you get her name, and I'll do what I can to help you. In the meantime, where will you be if anything comes up?
I'll be trying to help myself.
Evening. Can I help you?
Yes, I want to talk about a girl.
Well, a man that can't find time for that is a coward.
This is a particular girl. Blonde, blue eyes. Drove a red sports car. Stalled a few miles up the highway. She came here to get cash for it, remember?
Well, I should from that description. But there's been no girl here.
You sure?
Yep.
I left her here before dinner. Were you on duty then?
I'm on duty all the time.
Well, then you must remember her. You or somebody around here had to drive her back to her car with the gas.
Wasn't me. I wouldn't forget a dish like that. Besides, I haven't sold a gallon of gasoline since late this afternoon. And that was to a kid on a motorbike.
Thanks.
You must be doing something somebody don't want you to do.
Looks that way. Did you see who it was?
No. I heard a car, thought it was business, came out here and found you.
Did you see the car?
Just the taillight as it drove away fast. Whoever it was knew their stuff. You're not marked up.
Not so you can notice it. Do you know Morgan Debs?
Mr. Debs? Sure. If it wasn't for him, I couldn't keep this place open. You a friend of his?
In a way. At least I'm getting to know him better.
Sorry, mister, we're closed.
All I want from you is information. Remember me?
Can't say I do.
I was in here with a lady.
Could be. I don't see everybody. Bar gets busy.
We were here early. You wouldn't forget her. Beautiful, blonde. Who was she?
You say you were with her, don't you know?
I'm trying to be very patient with you. We sat right there, ordered 2 martinis. You recognized the girl and went to that phone and called Morgan Debs.
Who's Morgan Debs?
Quit clowning. The girl and I both heard you ask for him.
All right, so I called Morgan Debs. A lot of people call him. He's a big man.
The girl got scared when she heard his name. Why?
Why don't you ask Morgan Debs?
I'm working up to him. Right now, I'm asking you.
I don't know. Everybody has dame trouble sooner or later. Why don't you have a nightcap?
This is no dame trouble. This is a lady. Now, who is she and what is she afraid of?
I don't know.
Her first name is Lila. What's the rest of it?
I don't don't know, I tell you.
You knew enough to make that phone call. I'd suggest you tell me while you still can.
I can't, mister. I can't. Choke away, but I can't tell you. Kirby! Lila Kirby.
Does she live around here?
She did. A mile on the highway. Turn left.
That's better. Mrs. Kirby?
Yes?
I'm John Prescott. I hate to bother you at this time of night, but it's important that I talk to you.
About what, Mr. Prescott?
Your daughter.
Come in, young man. Now, what about my daughter?
I was with her tonight. She left me. Well, that is, we got separated somehow. I wanted to make sure she was all right.
Of course she's all right, Mr. Prescott.
John Prescott.
How nice of you to bother. She's up in her room.
May I see her for a moment?
Well, it's awfully late, isn't it?
Yes, and I apologize for intruding, but it's very important.
If you'll wait in the study, I'll tell her you're here.
You're a difficult man, Mr. Prescott.
That's what my mother always said. Beat him, she said, and he's stubborn as a mule. Wheedle him, and he's yours.
I'm sorry about the beating.
Very artistic job.
I told Charles to keep an eye on you, that's all. May I try a little wheedling, as your mother used to say?
It's too late for that. I talked to Mrs. Kirby. She's gone upstairs to get Lila.
She won't be back, and Lila's not upstairs. She's dead.
Dead?
She went off Lookout Point 3 years ago in her car. Was killed instantly.
That's impossible. I was with her tonight. I talked to her. What kind of a joke is this?
No joke, unfortunately. Here. Read those. Go on, read them.
If Lila is dead, who was I with tonight?
I think you were with Lila Kirby.
That's ridiculous.
I can't explain it. This is the second time she's reappeared. She seems to be drawn to Lookout Point, the scene of the accident.
And, when you get there, she disappears?
Yes. I was hoping this time would be the end of it.
According to these, you were with her.
Yes. Lila's impulsive. I was the guardian for her father's estate, and there were things I had to discuss with her. On the night in question, she didn't like the things that I was saying and started to drive away.
What about Mrs. Kirby? She's gone upstairs to get Lila. She is Lila's mother, isn't she?
Yes, and my sister. Lila's death was a terrible shock to her from which she hasn't completely recovered. That's why I want to keep the news of these reappearances away from her. Anything that reopened the tragedy to her might result in her becoming completely deranged.
I don't know. Maybe I am difficult, as you say. But it's hard to believe. Such a beautiful girl. So full of life. I met her this afternoon. Her car was stalled on the highway. Turned out she was merely out of gas.
What kind of a car was it?
A red sports car. Low, rakish. Just the kind you'd expect her to drive.
That's Lila's car, all right. But it's been lying at the foot of Lookout Point for 3 years. Hardly seemed worthwhile trying to have it towed away. Now you understand why I didn't want to tell you anything of this.
LK333. Meet 5H3872.
Did John actually see Lila? How can we ever truly know? But of this we are sure. It is not the only case of this kind which has been reported. In my pursuit of these strange and unusual happenings, I've come across several other such occurrences. Experts have a name for this, but to define it is not to explain it. The explanation still lies beyond our present understanding. For how long? Who is to say? Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Good night.
Look out, because this Halloween, Toys R Us is your Halloween headquarters. You'll find every trick or treat under the moon. A monstrous selection of costumes and a dungeon full of decorations at prices so low, you'll howl. So this Halloween, bring the entire family to Toys R Us for a Halloween selection so huge. It's scary.
Hey, I'm Bob Ritchie. I make really bad movies, and you're watching the Mummy and the Monkey's Halloween special in Cleveland, Ohio, The Mistake on the Lake.
All right, gang, I'm here with Miss Amber Burns, the brains behind the zombie feast. Hey there, Miss Amber.
Hello.
So is this your first one?
This is my first one here in Tremont. This is my second one with the zombie feast name. The first one was in the Odeon in 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But you've attended zombie walks in the past.
Yes, I used to help out with the ones in Lakewood, and of course was always walking in those, and just fell in love with the whole idea. And one day I was just driving around this little beautiful town and said, we need gross zombies, and now we will have gross zombies walking in the streets of Tremont.
And it's for a great cause, the Cleveland APL, and you are a pet owner yourself. You've rescued doggies.
Yes, I have. I've had rescues in the past. I have 3 Chihuahuas right now, and I also have a pet deer in my front yard.
Aww.
So lots of animals, and it's important. I watched in COVID during that time. Everybody adopted tons of animals, and unfortunately, everybody had to go back to work now. So those animals are back in the APL. So it's kind of helping out the foster parents that are with the animals, and anything we can do for the APL at this point.
Oh, and what's your favorite zombie movie since we're getting close to Halloween?
My favorite zombie movie is actually Fido. That is my favorite one.
That's an awesome movie.
Yeah. What's yours?
Mine? You know, the classic Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, yes.
Tried and true.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so there's a whole process involved. People pay a fee towards the charity to be a part of the zombie walk.
Yeah, so it's either a $5 donation, or you can donate any type of unused or unopened toys, food, and treats to the APL. And again, really, it's just coming out and supporting a good time, and everybody here is just supporting us. My vendors were absolutely wonderful to donate their time today, and the makeup artists, of course, behind me are just doing their thing and gonna make people nice and gross and scary in the most perfect ways. So
Okay, so let's say if people can't come out to the zombie walk, how can they donate to the cause?
So you guys are more than welcome to go to your local APL and definitely help out. Give them a call, see what they need. They might need blankets. They might need just maybe some chew toys or something like that. Anything that you can do, even $5 goes a really long way, because you could buy a bag of dog food with that. So,
gotta help the 4-foots.
Yes, very much so.
Aw, hey, buddy. Look at you. Aw. Who's that? Oh, no, it's through the lens. I love it. Hi, babies. Aw. Hi, pretty doggies.
Not camera shy at all, are you?
No, they're like, hey, pet me. Aw.
Fremont? Yes! All right, let's line up. Follow me. All right.
Okay. There he is.
I'm hogging the camera. I was kidding.
That's all right. Hey, look who dropped in. It's Bob Ritchie. Hey.
I didn't wear your shirt.
That's okay.
I was gonna wear it.
You're wearing that shirt.
Tell everybody
That's
what
awesome.
Last time you saw me, I was wearing your shirt. I didn't want you to think I stunk.
You're just in time for the big zombie walk.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Here. Attention, Weston. I'm bringing zombies down.
That's kind about having $4. Nope. Let her take care of it.
You're okay.
Oh.
Me too. You gotta go. When you gotta go, you gotta go. That's my tree, they're saying.
What do zombies like to eat?
Lights out.
Hello. If a man would be invisible, let him go into a graveyard at the quarter hour before midnight and dig up from a grave a newly buried corpse. Then let him remove the coat from the corpse and put it on. And if he shall finish his dreadful work ere the hour of midnight striketh, then hath he gained the power to be invisible. But let him who doeth this...
Turn it off, Gregory.
Yes. For in...
Lot of silly nonsense. I said it was a lot of silly nonsense.
Yes, sir, I suppose it is, sir.
I suppose you believe it. You're a fool, Gregory.
Yes, sir.
It's impossible. You know that.
May I go now, sir?
No, you may not go. What are you hinting at?
I'm not hinting, sir, at anything.
You've heard of this superstition before, haven't you?
Not quite sure that it is a superstition, sir.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Invisible. Put on a dead man's coat. That fool Gregory. Wouldn't be bad, though, if invisible. The things you could do to people. Wouldn't be bad, would it? Gregory!
Yes, sir?
Bring me another drink.
Yes, sir.
What I could do to people.
Your drink, sir. Evening paper just came, sir.
All right, get out.
Yes, sir. Here's Mr. Ingram's funeral is in the paper tonight, sir. He was buried today, sir.
And why not? He was dead.
Yes, sir. I was sorry to hear that.
I wasn't. I hated him.
The man's dead, sir.
And good riddance. I'll get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Archibald Ingram, age 44, who died recently at his country home in Northport, was buried this afternoon at 3 p.m. in Lakeside Cemetery.
Gregory.
Yes, sir?
Gregory, do you really think there's anything in
what, sir?
In what the fellow was saying on the television, you fool.
You mean about the dead man's grave, sir?
Yes.
Coat? No, sir. I think it's absolute nonsense.
Give me a light, Gregory.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Gregory. We've got to be finished by midnight. Oh, let me in that grave. Here, give me that shovel. What time is it?
11 minutes before midnight, Mr. Francis.
Don't mention my name, you fool.
I'm sorry, sir. There's no one around.
And if you won't help, at least shut up.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't help it. I'm afraid.
Everybody here is dead, except you and me.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't do it, sir.
What time is it now?
9 minutes before midnight, sir.
Aha! I found it. Gregory,
Yes, sir.
hand me down that heavy screwdriver.
Yes, sir.
No. Give me that axe. There isn't enough time.
No, sir, you wouldn't do that.
The axe.
Oh, no, Mr. Francis!
Will you shut up? Come on, Ingram. Let go of it. Gregory, take this axe.
Yes.
Gregory. There, I got it. Now we'll see, Ingram, old boy. Or rather, we won't see, will we, Ingram? Nobody'll see.
Gregory!
Want to put it on, Gregory?
Where are you going?
Thought you'd run away. Thought you'd run away, did you?
Thought you'd run away and pass the word to the police. My boss is a grave robber, you were going to tell them. Well, you just listen to me, my lad. You try anything like that, and you know what I'll do?
No, sir.
Do you think the police will take the word of an ex-convict against mine? Why, I've got enough on you to hang you, Gregory, and you know it. So if you try anything...
No, sir, I won't tell, sir, I won't tell.
You know you won't. Because if I don't turn you over to the police, I'll... Why, I'm going to be invisible, Gregory. You won't be able to see me. Nobody will be able to see me when I tell you the lying thrown out with my bare hands. I'll be invisible, and I'll murder you or anybody else that I want to. Now, get to work. And fill in that grave where some grave robber tore it up. Well, what are you waiting for? Get down in that grave.
No, sir, I won't. Don't. Please don't make me get down in that grave, sir.
And hurry up.
Mr. Francis? Mr. Francis? Mr. Francis! Don't go away and leave me here. Mr. Francis! Where are you, Mr. Francis?
Keep quiet, you fool. Can't you see I'm wearing the dead man's coat, Gregory?
All
right, give it to me. No, over here. Still not used to it, eh, Gregory?
Can I get you anything else, sir?
Get your hat.
My hat, sir.
We're going out.
Did you say going out, sir?
We're going to call on my friend Hamilton.
Oh, no, sir.
Mr. Hamilton is going to die a most untimely death, Gregory. A most regrettable occurrence, Gregory. But my friend Hamilton made the serious error of treating me very badly. And I promised him that one day I'd get even with him.
But you wouldn't murder Mr. Hamilton, sir?
Oh, yes, I would, my lad. I'd have done it long ago if I thought I could get away with it. But now...
But he won't even let you in to see him, sir.
Oh, yes, he will, Gregory, because you, my dear boy, are going to take me there.
No, sir, either. No.
And you're going to telephone my dear friend, Mr. Hamilton, and tell him that you must see him at once. You're going to tell him that you're in constant fear of your life. Which you are, Gregory, aren't you? And you're going to make an appointment with him.
No, sir! I won't be a party to murder.
Ha ha! Fooled you, eh? Now, you'll do precisely as I tell you. And you know why you will, don't you? You'll be a party to murder or anything else I want you to. And if anything happens during our little session with friend Hamilton, if anybody interrupts us, why then, my dear fellow, you'll be found alone with a murdered man. Because I'm wearing the dead man's coat. So win, lose, or draw, you're it. Now, take this phone.
Therefore, gentlemen, we should very much like a response to our letter of the 18th, I believe it was, in which we informed you that we were about to send to you a shipment of the late...
Excuse me, Mr. Hudson.
Right ahead.
Yes? Hold on, please.
What is it, Miss Parmalee?
There's a gentleman outside to see you, a Mr. Gregory.
Oh, yes. Yes, Miss Parmalee. Ask him to come in.
Have him wait, please.
And you may go to lunch.
Yes, sir.
We do not wish to be disturbed.
Yes, sir. Come in now, please, sir.
Ah, Gregory. Come in, sit down. Sit down, sit down. Well, I must say you are in a state. What's that scoundrel Francis been up to now?
He's going to... Hi. I mean, Mr. Francis.
Oh, there's a draft from the window. Not too much for you, is it?
No, sir.
Well, now, what's happened? Oh, I feel sorry for you, Gregory. I'm sure it's no secret to you how much he hates me, so... I suppose we're both in the same boat, aren't we? Gregory, what can I do to help you? You sounded most upset when you called him a phone. Don't tell me he's been threatening you.
Lock the door, Gregory.
What did you say, Gregory?
Lock the door.
No.
What's the matter with you, Gregory?
There's nothing the matter with Gregory Hamilton. Lock the door, I said, or I'll kill you too. There, that's better.
Help! Gregory!
I told you I'd get you. You sneered at me, and you mocked me, and you...
Gregory!
Gregory can't help you, Hamilton. Don't you recognize my voice? It's Francis, the man who hates you, the man who swore he'd murder you, the man that you wouldn't see because you're afraid. No, sir! Stay where you are, Gregory, or... Remember, you're the one that's alone here with Hamilton. You're weakening, Hamilton. Can't get your breath, can you? Can't see me. I'm looking right in your face, Hamilton, enjoying every second of your death scene. And you can't see me because I'm wearing the dead man's coat, Hamilton. Gregory, come here, Gregory.
Yes, sir.
They're burying good old Hamilton this afternoon. Died of a heart attack, paper says. Oh, don't worry, Gregory. You weren't suspected in the slightest.
Aye, sir.
You conducted yourself very well indeed at the coroner's inquest. With me standing beside you, you were extremely convincing. Mr. Hamilton was an excellent health gentleman when I let myself out of his office. One of the most interesting things about this dead man's coat, you never know where I am, Gregory. Nobody knows where I am.
Can I get you a drink, sir?
No. You and I are going out. We're going to a funeral, Gregory. If I mistake not, the first of a good many funerals you and I will be attending. Now, let me see. We check off Hamilton. Then there's Mackenzie, Beveridge, Carteret. Get your hat, I said. We're late. Dead man's coat. Very, very useful. Well, very touching. Come on, Gregory.
Where are you going, sir?
Why, I'm going to watch them lay away my good old friend Hamilton.
You said you wouldn't do that,
Breath,
sir.
Gregory. Why, of course I can do that. I want to be sure he doesn't get out.
Please, sir, let's get away from this place.
Wait for me. I'm going in to say goodbye to my dear old friend.
What's the matter, Ben?
I thought I bumped into somebody.
Nobody in there but him.
Well, it sure felt just like somebody standing in my way.
Well, if he is, he sure was invisible.
Gregory! Gregory!
Sir?
Huh?
Speaking to me?
Sounded like it came from inside.
No, it was me, sir.
Gregory, you said?
Yes, my name's Gregory. I was the last person to see poor Mr. Hamilton alive, sir.
I see. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. You locked the door?
Oh, sure. Just put a new lock on just before the funeral. Good, strong lock. Nobody will ever get in there.
Or out either.
Ben.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis, it's Gregory.
Get that door open, Gregory.
I can't, sir. It's locked.
I heard him, you fool. Are they out of sight yet?
Yes?
Well, hammer on the lock. You hear me? Try the door. There's nothing in here to get hold of. Go to the car and get some tools. Try them. Hurry up.
There's nothing in the car, sir.
Well, get something and try.
Very well, sir.
And hurry up. It's cold in here.
Yes, sir. I'm sure it is.
Let me take a last look at you, old friend.
What did you bring? What did you bring?
File, sir.
A file? You can't break the lock with a file.
I thought perhaps the bars, sir.
Well, get started. Get started, I tell you.
No, sir.
What? What did you say?
I said no, sir.
Gregory?
I'm not going to try and file through those bars, sir.
But you're fooling, Gregory.
No, I'm not, sir.
But, Gregory, you're not going to leave me in here.
No, sir.
Oh, I knew you were only fooling, Gregory. Come on and...
No, sir.
Gregory!
Now, you listen to me, sir. I'm master here now, sir.
Gregory, listen.
I brought this file just to ease my own conscience.
No!
I don't suppose you know what that means, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gregory. Good old Gregory, I'm sorry.
It's a bit too late for that now, sir. You're a murderer, Mr. Francis. And you're already planning other murders.
Oh, I was joking, Gregory.
And you're a
please.
grave robber, too. And you've treated me very badly. You had me sent to prison. You knew I wasn't guilty.
Oh, I'll make it up to you, Gregory. Oh, Gregory, old friend. Think of how many years we've been together.
And you've mistreated me, sir. You've struck me. And you've threatened my life.
Oh, no. You can't leave me here, Gregory.
So I've made up my mind that you've got to be punished, sir. It's your own misdeeds, after all. You've nobody to blame but yourself.
Oh, Gregory, please. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you.
But you won't be making it up to Mr. Ingram, sir. Whose body you robbed. Nor Mr. Hamilton, who's lying inside with you there now, sir.
No, no.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Says in the Bible that you wouldn't have read the Bible much, would you, sir? It says, judge not that ye be not judged. Well, I'm not judging you, Mr. Francis. I'm going to give you a chance.
Oh, Gregory, I know you would. Good old Gregory.
Don't crying out, sir. There'll be nobody here. There's nobody around for miles. And if and when they do finally come, sir, and they open this door, you won't be dead.
No, no, no! No, no, no.
You're probably reaching out through the bars now, sir.
Give it to me. Give it to me, Gregory.
You might be able to reach it, sir. And then again you might not, sir. But if you can reach it, and it doesn't break before you file through them bars, very well then, sir, I was wrong. I'm not judging you, Mr. Francis. You judged yourself when you put on that dead man's coat.
Saying woo 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 all night?
Well, I was trying to make it spooky, Grim. It's Halloween night.
You got a point there. All right. Okay then. Woo!
Welcome back, gang. We hope you're still with us. We hope you didn't get too scared.
That's right. We hope you're still with us in every sense of the word. Because tonight's show will invoke chills, thrills, and all kinds of spills. Speaking of spills, you know those McDonald's Happy Meal buckets that are out there, the Boo buckets?
Oh yeah, they're all sold out at ours.
No, well, you know what? I did grab a couple, but I mistakenly thought they were called Poo buckets. And well, let's just say don't open the ones that are in the corner over there, okay?
Ah!
All right.
Oh, now that's really scary.
Well, anyway, I'm not even done cleaning up from that whole thing. Let me do that, and we'll go back to some video, and we'll see you on the flip side. Ooh.
All right, enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey, I'm Pumpkinhead.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Our story tonight concerns the dark and violent circumstances surrounding one of the most famous criminals in history. George Durst was a normal citizen of his time. A man completely average in all respects. All respects but one.
I knew it. Tucked away down at the bottom of the page. Mr. Walter Durst will give the last of his lectures on clairvoyance tonight at the Cumberland Hall.
What?
The advertisement. So discreet it's practically invisible.
I thought it was quite tasteful.
I wish you would let me deal with that side of the business. You have no head for publicity.
I had such an odd dream last night.
Not black horses again. I couldn't stand another funeral.
It was most frightening. I wish I knew what it meant.
Good heavens, they've discovered petroleum in Cheshire.
Judith, please listen to me.
Walter, I am sorry. I didn't realize you were so upset.
Last night, Judith, do you really believe I somehow have an ability to see into the future?
Good heavens, dear, we know you do. I mean, some people are left-handed, others have perfect pitch.
It's happened before, hasn't it? Time after time. The fire in the hotel at Bournemouth, the diphtheria epidemic.
Walter, what is it?
Judith, last night I saw murder done. Why must it happen to me? Why not to someone who understands these things? I don't want it.
Now, Walter, don't be so foolish. We have to make a living, dear, and I'm not sure that you'll be very good at anything else.
I was so frightened last night.
Then why didn't you wake me?
I was so sound asleep I didn't like to. Just after I went to sleep, a most odd feeling,
as though something were trying to get inside my head, something pushing and probing. And then an odd sound like nothing I'd ever heard before. And then the picture. Misty at first, the buildings all blurred. And then, all at once, it came quite clear. I was walking along a darkened alley in the East End. There was no sound. I could hear nothing but my own breathing. I wanted to save the woman, and at the same time I knew I couldn't stand to see what was happening. Suddenly I found myself outside some horrible drinking house. I remember hearing the ticking of a clock. I knew it was important to see the time. My body floated as though it were no more than mist, and the light at the corner of the lane seemed to draw me to it. I felt as if something were guiding me, begging me to look up at the street sign. Bucks Row. I saw it quite clearly, and yet I'd never even heard of the place before. I wish I knew what it all meant.
Darling, why should it mean anything? It's probably just an ordinary old nightmare after all that lobster you had last night.
No, there was such purpose to it, almost as though I'd been made to see it for some reason.
In the early hours of this morning, Timothy Durrant, cart driver, was returning to his lodgings in Whitechapel when he saw what he thought was a tarpaulin lying in the gutter. Crossed the road for a closer look, only to discover that it was a woman lying there. A lighted match revealed that her throat had been cut. The body has been identified as that of Mary Nichols, 42, a woman of unfortunate reputation, who had last been seen alive but very drunk just before 2:30. The police surgeon has stated that in addition to the throat wounds which caused death, the body had been almost completely...
Does it say where it happened?
Yes. The body was found in Bucks Row. The doctor also stated that, in his opinion, the crime had been committed by somebody with considerable knowledge of surgery.
Yes, the surgeon's knife, the scalpel.
And moreover, it was the same person who brutally murdered Martha Turner 3 weeks ago on the night of August the 7th. An inquest is being held.
All the details.
Walter, you've got to go to the police.
The police?
There can't be any motive for killing these terrible women, so the man is probably mad. Don't you see there may be more murders?
More dreams.
Walter, think what it would mean if you could go to the police and tell them exactly when and where the next killing would be.
No, I won't have any part of it. It's nothing to do with me.
Walter, that is a disgraceful attitude. The seeing of justice done isn't merely the business of the police. It's the responsibility of every member of the community. Why, it might mean the saving of countless young lives.
Oh, they were hardly young.
Walter, it is your duty to go to the police.
All right. I suppose you're right. As usual.
And, darling, think of the publicity.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good morning. I want to see something about the Whitechapel murders.
What connection?
Well, it's rather a personal matter. I prefer to see whoever's in charge of the case.
Right. Your name, sir? Clairvoyant.
Yes?
You're new, aren't you?
I beg your pardon?
You haven't been in before?
No.
Oh. Well, Inspector McWilliams in charge of the case. I'll tell him you're here. That's if you don't mind waiting a while.
I mean, all those people have...
A lot of money, sir. Brought them all out today. Gypsy Jim, One-Arm Nell, and the old lady with the crystal ball. She can tell us the identity of Jack the Ripper for a mere £50.
Jack the Ripper?
Well, that's what the newspapers have tagged him. Oh, we have them all, sir, especially on a case like this.
But, Constable, I assure you I didn't come here because of any reward. Last night in a dream, I saw the exact circumstances of the Bucks Row murder. Several hours before it occurred. The time, the place, everything.
Now, sir, you look a nice, sensible sort of gent. You know, the wife had the same trouble. Wake me up in the middle of the night, she would, just to tell me about these here dreams, so I got her some stuff called slumber pills. Only a cheap medicine, you know, but efficacious. Very efficacious. Never had any more trouble with her since.
Thank you, Constable. I assure you'll have no more trouble with me either. Good morning.
Emily, don't lag behind. I wish to see someone about Jack the Ripper. My little girl has some information I know will prove invaluable.
Have a seat,
It happened yesterday afternoon during my usual Tuesday seance. Emily was in rapport with Liati, her little Aztec friend, when suddenly there was a swirl of orange ectoplasm. A ghastly grinning face appeared.
Charlatans! Charlatans! The city of millions, once teeming with life after dark, now becomes silent and deserted with the setting of the sun. Children are off the streets with the beginning of nightfall. Women go nowhere unless accompanied by their men. Doors are locked, windows boarded up. London becomes a city of panicking individuals, no man trusting his neighbor or friend. Newspapers demand in their boldest type the apprehension of this mad killer. The rewards mount. Every available police officer is on duty. Groups of men, self-appointed vigilante committees, hunt through dark streets and back alleys. But to no avail. The man they seek might well have been a ghost.
Again. Quite suddenly. I saw the body. He'd cut an ear off. It was lying in the gutter. I picked it up. You see, the blood's still on my hand.
Walt.
No, I won't wipe it off. They can see it at Scotland Yard. It's a manifestation. They'll have to believe me.
Walter, it's your blood. You must have
What?
dug your nails into the palm.
No. I saw it, though. There was a red flower in her dress. And she had a bunch of grapes. And she was still clutching the bunch of grapes.
My dear, you must eat something before you go.
Go? Well. Oh, no, not the police. They'd only laugh at me again.
Then we'll have our dinner and they can laugh at both of us if they want to. I'm coming with you this time.
First, please, thank you. 2 pennies. Yes, madam. First, please.
I think I've got some pennies. Change at Oxford Circus and take... What?
He's here. I can feel it. Somewhere quite near.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Jack the Ripper. He's here on this bus. Jack the Ripper. He's here on this bus.
Where?
I don't know, but I can feel the vibrations. It's the same man, the man in the dream.
Regent's Park.
Walter, are you certain?
Of course.
Then we must do something. Try to find him.
It's vanishing. It's fading away.
Regent's Park.
Walter, quickly.
What intrusion?
No, Judith. It's madness. It's too dangerous.
There, going into the park. Walter, don't stop me. Which way did he go?
I don't know. I can't feel it anymore.
Well, try. Concentrate. You must.
It's no use. He's gone. It just isn't there.
Oh, he's so close.
Well, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Besides, it would have been madness. Now, I think we ought to go and tell the police.
Tell them what?
Why, that Jack the Ripper's in the park. They might close the gates.
Walter, sometimes I despair of you. Come on, we're going to Scotland Yard.
Oh, I didn't expect to see you here again, sir.
I want to see Inspector McWilliam, isn't it?
He's busy. We're trying to find someone called Jack the Ripper. Perhaps you've read about it.
The constable.
Walter, let me. Constable, today is the 30th September.
It is?
And it may be remembered as the day that Jack the Ripper committed his 4th murder. That is, if you just stand there and do nothing to prevent it.
Ma'am, I had my orders, that's all.
But please, you must let me see the inspector now. This afternoon, I had a vision of a murder that I know is going to take place tonight. You must understand, we can stop it, otherwise the blood will be on my hands as much as...
Walter.
So a woman will be found dead tomorrow, with her ear severed from the head.
What did you say?
I saw it in the dream. The ear was lying beside her in the gutter.
Constable, this way, ma'am. I'm Inspector McWilliam. What's all this about a dream?
My name is Walter Durst. I'm a professional clairvoyant. Perhaps my card will do.
And what did you dream?
Well, I imagined I was walking along a lane in the East End. There was a woman, her throat had been cut, and the ear was lying beside her in the gutter. It's not the first time, you see. The night that Mary Nichols was killed, I saw it just as it happened. The time, the place.
When did you send the note?
What?
The note you received this morning.
Oh, I haven't sent any note. I have been here before. The constable will tell you.
I'd like a specimen of your handwriting. Sit down, Mr. Durst, will you?
Oh, I don't see what my handwriting's got to do with it.
Please write.
Well, what shall I write?
Just 3 words. Dear old boss.
Dear old boss. I wish you'd explain.
Mr. Durst, you didn't by any chance dream the location of this murder?
No, not this time, but I'm sure
What do you mean,
can
not this time?
Well, I told you, the other dream, the night that Mary Nichols was killed.
But you didn't write to us last time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Then you must believe me, Inspector. I told you that I saw it.
No one knew of this letter except the men in my office and the man who wrote the letter. Did you write this letter?
No, I didn't write it. I didn't. Judith! Judith!
You will be kept in custody until we can make further investigations in the morning.
Please let me go. Don't you see what you're doing?
That's enough, that's enough. Come on.
But the woman, I saw what he did to her. You couldn't tell it was a human face. You could save her.
Perhaps I have.
Please. Please let me help you.
All right, Constable.
Well, then, God help you. What time is it?
Are you still awake?
The time, please. They took my watch away.
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit after 1. You'd better get some shut-eye.
Not this night. Tell Inspector McWilliam to have a good night's rest. Tomorrow he may not sleep quite so easily.
All right. They want to see you at the yard. Can you hear me?
God forgive them. Forgive them. So it happened. And it was in your power to save that life.
2 lives. 2 women murdered within an hour. One in a yard at the back of Berners Street, the other in an archway off Mitre Square. Both of them hacked to pieces. You were right in every detail. Every man available was on duty in the East End last night. And every suspect we had was under lock and key. It's impossible. Yet it happened. It's impossible.
But you knew. How?
That's a question I've been asking myself all my life, Inspector. Perhaps the answer will come later.
I trust, sir, that you will accept my apologies for what happened last night.
Inspector, I owe you my supreme gratitude. This was no imprisonment. It was a release. Until last night, I've been afraid of this gift I have. Ashamed because I was not quite normal. My wife had to have my courage and my convictions for me. Now I know this power was given to me for a purpose. Respect must be paid to it, and to me.
I wish to heaven I'd believed you last night. Should you dream again, of course I shall act immediately.
We can act now.
Walter, last night?
No, this was no dream. But I can find Jack the Ripper. Probably tonight.
This time I shan't even ask how. Every policeman in London is at your disposal.
And that won't be necessary. Shall we meet at my house at 7 o'clock?
At 7.
where the Ripper lives.
G.R. Willardon, FRCS.
Do we knock?
I don't know. I don't think we can wake them at this late hour.
This is where he lives.
It's incredible. A large house in Harley Street, FRCS.
Fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons. Inspector, there's a dog lying at the foot of the stairs.
Seems to be light on, sir.
Hagen. Hagen, be quiet. Stop barking. Yes, what is it?
We're from Scotland Yard. I'd like to speak to Mr. Willardon.
Who is it?
Mrs. Willardon?
Yes?
I'm Chief Inspector McWilliam, Mr. Durst. I'm sorry to disturb you so late, but we should like to ask you a few questions.
I must ask you to leave. It is very late.
Mrs. Willardon, this concerns the Whitechapel murders. It would be very easy for me to get a search warrant.
The police?
Mr. Willardon?
No. My name is Hatherley. I'm Mrs. Willardon's doctor. May I ask the reason for this visit?
I would like to see Mr. Willardon.
That's impossible.
Will you come into the library, gentlemen?
All right, Constable.
The funeral is tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Willardon. When did this happen, Doctor?
Cerebral hemorrhage late yesterday afternoon. You can understand why Mrs. Willardon is very distressed.
I should like to see inside.
Inspector, this is outrageous. I insist you take your men and leave this house instantly.
Did you sign the death certificate, Doctor?
I did.
May I see it, please?
It's not here. It's at my surgery.
Why did you come here?
We have reason to believe that your husband knew something about the Whitechapel murders.
Why?
I am not at liberty to say.
You think he's Jack the Ripper?
Mrs. Willardon, I'm here to ask questions, not make accusations.
Well, this is a strange...
Did you notice anything unusual about your husband's behavior these last few weeks?
Mr. Willardon has been ill
I'm
for some...
talking to Mrs. Willardon. Will you please answer my question?
You know, don't you? You know.
Myra.
Of course they know. Don't be such a fool. Why else would they have come here? They followed him. They saw the blood.
Blood?
Mrs. Willardon is hysterical, you understand?
What blood?
He was wearing his new coattails, wasn't he? I was standing on the stairs when he came in. The blood. All over his white waistcoat.
Myra, I beg you.
It doesn't matter now. I don't want the secret any longer.
Why didn't you tell the police?
He was my husband. I loved him very much once. He was so gentle then. Seems quite a long time ago when he had to give up the practice. It was terrible seeing the change in him. I wonder what made him do those things. One day I heard Pagan screaming down here in the library. He wasn't allowed in here at all. When I came in, he was sitting just over there, biting at his paw. There was a hatpin right through it. He used to love the dog so much, too. And there were the bats. You know that he paid boys off the street to catch bats for him. They'd bring them in a bag to the back door. I saw once what he did with them. He dipped them in paraffin and lit them so that he could see the poor burning things go flapping round his head, and he'd clap his hands and laugh like a child. Then at night, he began to go out.
So, the funeral is tomorrow.
Yes, to all intents and purposes. The obituary notice has appeared in the Times, and a few relatives have been invited to a simple service in the morning.
Where is he, Doctor? A certificate of insanity.
Yes, Willardon was sent this morning to an insane asylum outside Edinburgh.
May I keep this?
You will find it registered and in order. You realize what this means?
Yes, of course.
Yes, once certified and committed to an institution, a person is beyond the jurisdiction of the courts. Not even the law can touch Willardon now.
Well, there's nothing more we can do.
No, it's better. We should never know. And now, if you'll excuse us, Inspector, it has been an agonizing ordeal for Mrs. Willardon, and she has to rise early in the morning for the funeral.
Inspector, is it a terrible thing to hope there will be more murders in Whitechapel?
Dr. Willardon was beyond the reach of English law. His guilt or innocence could never be proved. But strangely enough, the slaughter in Whitechapel ended that night. Jack the Ripper never claimed another victim. But what of Walter Durst? How does one explain his gift of precognition, his ability to foretell the future? How could he foresee in such detail the victims and the circumstances surrounding their deaths? He'd never seen any of the women involved. He'd never even been to the places where they met their death. And most of all, how was he able to lead the police to a man he did not even know existed? There is no explanation known to us, but this we do know. On that night, over 70 years ago, ended a reign of terror unlike any known before or since. Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable, which lies behind the veil.
Thank you so much.
It was so much fun.
Thank
So
you.
that's it, folks. That's the zombie walk.
Yes.
Thank you, Amber, for putting this together. The Tremont zombie walk was a success. A lot of little ones came out, which is cool. Yeah, and animals, and the mummy and the monkey. What more could you ask for? Well, don't answer that question.
Thank you guys so much. Yes.
Yeah,
thanks for the invite.
Well, well, well. What a Halloween special this has been, right?
Right, all the Halloween feels.
That's right. We came here to the High and Dry in Tremont, and we had a good time. We got to participate in the zombie walk.
Yes, zombies and zombie kids and zombie dogs, so it was awesome.
No one got ate. The kids ate candy and not people, and that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they eat monkey meat. It's too tough and a little gamey, so I think I'm safe there too.
Really gamey.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us on our 6th Pumpkin Spice Halloween special. We want to thank Amber Burns for the zombie walk, Bob Ritchie for the camera work.
Yes, thank you, Bob.
And everyone that helped us out, and all our fans out there, we love you. We wish you a safe and happy Halloween.
Yes, have a very merry, scary Halloween.
That's right, coming from the Mummy the Monkey. See you later, alligators. Happy Halloweeny.
Mwah. Bye.
A zombie.
Oh no!
Yes, yes indeed. It's time, baby, it's time. Let's see. Oh. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll be perfect. Yes, sir.
Hey there, Grim.
Hey, what's going on, Dusty?
What you doing?
What's it look like I'm doing? It's Halloween. I'm going to carve me up a jack-o'-lantern. Yes, indeed.
Don't you think that's overkill? Shouldn't you use smaller knives?
What, these little pocket knives? These butter knives? No way, Jose. These will be perfect. Hey, you know what? If you ain't got nothing constructive to say, why don't you beat feet and get out of here?
If you say so.
I do say so. Now, scrambo.
Sure.
That's right, little pumpkin. You're all mine now. Let's go. Woo-hoo. Ow. Ooh. Ow.
Oh my gosh! Grim, what did you do to yourself?
Oh, Decay. I think I made a boo-boo. Ow.
All right, well, hang in there. I'll go get the Gorilla Goop glue.
Ow. 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 Oh. Ouchie. Mommy. Oh.
You're watching the Mummy and the Monkey Show.
That's cool.
Hello. We're in the study of my friend, the late William Seabrook, a noted author and adventurer. This room has remained undisturbed for many years, as you can see. But now the time set by Bill Seabrook in his will is over. We're about to reveal the secrets that have been locked up here since his death. After having spent 20 years in tracing manifestations of witchcraft from the satanic cults of Paris to the Panther Societies of London to the vampires of New York City, Bill Seabrook became convinced that every recorded fact about witchcraft could be explained by what he termed induced autosuggestion, a recurring thought in the mind, placed there by some outside agent, through some outside force. Our object in this series is to investigate all the elements of witchcraft, from sticking pins in dolls with its resulting effect on otherwise rational human beings to the transmitting of thought between two people by telepathy. This phenomenon, together with those of precognition and extrasensory perception, are subjects of important research in several of our country's leading universities. And they're elements of witchcraft which we'll investigate together in this series. A simple wooden doll, and yet it pretty nearly caused the death of a man. This is a true story, not just a fantasy of ghosts and demons. Tonight's tale of witchcraft, which I call The Doll in Brambles, actually happened. It's a true story. Our story takes place in France, on the bleak, barren coastline of Brittany.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Evening. What a night, huh?
Oui, monsieur. C'est terrible. You must be Monsieur Hunter, the American friend of Louis Bourset.
That's right. Well, then you're Martin Plum.
Oui. I see Louis has written to you about me.
Oh, you bet. Where is he? Is he here?
No, but he will arrive short. You want, monsieur?
Yeah.
Louis has spoken so much about you. I feel I know you.
Louis is a great guy.
Oui. Good, huh?
Good. Yeah.
You know, monsieur, 100 times Louis has told the story of how you saved his life during the war.
Me save his life? Well, that's a laugh. No, I wouldn't be here now drinking this good cognac if it hadn't been for Louis. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be here waiting to be his best man either. Say, incidentally, Martin, is this girl Marie as beautiful as Louis' letters claim she is?
Monsieur, she is very beautiful.
Louis! Fred, thought on me. You old son of a gun, how are you? Still tall, dark, and ugly as ever.
Oui, I do. Still as pretty, huh?
Oh, well, Romeo. Where is she? You know, I'm dying to meet this beautiful Maria of yours.
My friend, it is so good to see you again, but
what?
I'm afraid you have made this long journey for no reason.
Well,
I tried to reach you, but
what? Well, what's this all about?
Come, I will tell you. Martin, cognac, s'il vous plaît.
Well, he's a happy marriage, you and Marie. Witches? In this day and age? Oh, you're kidding.
No, mon ami. It is true. Marie believes it, so...
Yeah, but... Well, you say this grandmother of...
Madame Terrelou is not Marie's grandmother. She is only her step-grandmother. And she hates me, Fred. She has ordered Marie never to see me again. She says that if Marie disobeys that order, she will place a witch's curse upon her.
You know, I think you're half convinced this witch's curse business is on the level.
Fred, you do not understand. This is not Cleveland, Ohio. This is a lonely country where many strange things can happen. If you had lived here all your life...
You know, I don't get it. I just don't get it. A guy like you, Louis, who's thumbed his nose at everything the Nazis had to offer, being buffaloed by a crazy, wild, demented
Fred,
old...
please, I feel badly enough.
I don't think you do. I don't think you really love this girl.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I guess you do. Well, one thing's for certain. I just came halfway around the world to see you get married, and by golly, I'm not going home till you are.
I'm afraid it is useless, my friend.
Yeah, maybe not. You know, I'd like to meet this witch woman.
Impossible. I have been forbidden to approach within a mile of her cottage.
Yeah? I haven't. Excuse me, miss, but it seems like I've lost my way. It's from Louis.
Won't you come in, monsieur?
Thank you.
You are an American, are you not?
That's right. My name's Fred Hunter.
Mary!
It is an American. He has lost his way.
An American? We are honored by your visit, monsieur.
Well, please forgive the intrusion, ma'am, but I've been walking all morning.
It is no intrusion. You may sit and rest if you wish.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fetch the tea. It is furious, our ocean, is it not?
Yes, it is. It's a lovely view you have from this balcony.
Un moment, monsieur. Never do we use the balcony. It is old and weak.
Oh, thank you.
You say that you have lost your way?
That's right. I guess I took a wrong turn or something. I'm stopping down at the McCoke door in the village.
Indeed. Well, after we have had our tea, I will explain to you how to get back.
Well, that's very kind of you, madam.
Tiralou.
Tiralou.
And your name, monsieur?
Hunter, Fred Hunter.
Hunter.
Tiralou, and I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh, yeah, that's right. Last night down at the inn, some of the villagers were talking about a fellow named Louis something. He's engaged to marry your granddaughter, isn't he?
There is no engagement, monsieur. Never while I live shall she marry with him. And if perchance you should meet him, tell him from me that I shall live longer than he does, unless he lets my Mary alone. You idiot! You idiot!
Please, madam. It was an accident.
Clean up that mess and hurry.
We go, me.
She is fit for nothing, that one.
Maybe you're right. Why don't you get her off your hands, let him marry this Louis Bosset, huh?
You know his name. You seem interested in this pig Bosset, monsieur. Who are you?
Well,
What is your real reason for coming here?
I explained to you. I lost my way on the...
You are his friend, are you not?
Well, yeah, I know him. He's a...
Get out. Get out!
No, wait a minute, madam. He's
Get
very...
out!
Please, go. Please.
You knew all about this?
No. No, Grandmère. I knew nothing. I swear it.
Do not test me, my girl. If ever you disobey me and see Louis Bosset again, you know what will happen to him. Remember, Marie, my doll in brambles.
Marie!
Marie, you came.
Oh, Louis. When I got your note, I was so happy. But I must return at once. Romy must never find out that we have met. Oh, I shouldn't have come for your sake. She said, if I ever see you again, she will put the doll she has made of you in brambles.
The what?
It's terrible, terrible. It will cause your legs to twist and tangle so that you're not able to...
My dear, that is nonsense.
No, no.
And it was Pierre Lamont's small son, Jean, who found Louis unconscious on the bramble path. Must have been there all night.
Yeah. The doctor up there with him now?
Oui. My inn was the closest, so we bring him here. Pauvre Louis.
Oh, monsieur le docteur, how is he?
Asleep, monsieur.
What is it, doctor?
A stroke? Perhaps. I do not know. Physically, he is all right, but...
But what?
His legs. I am afraid they appear to be paralyzed.
Well, then it was a stroke.
Not necessarily, monsieur. I am more of the opinion that it is psychological.
Psychological?
Oui, monsieur. He seems delirious. He constantly repeats about a doll in brambles, and also the name of Madame Tiralou.
Oh, le bon Dieu.
Yeah. Le bon Dieu. I come to see your grandma.
She's not here. She went to Saint Michel on business.
In that case, I'll talk to you.
How is he?
His legs are paralyzed. Look, Marie, I want you to be honest with me. You know what people say about your grandmother? I don't know whether it's true or not. I can't believe it is. But the important thing is that Louis believes it. And as long as he does, he'll never walk again. Now look, if your grandmother's done something to Louis, I'm going to find out what it is. And if you really love Louis, you're going to help me find it out.
No, no. I tried to stop it. I warned him. I begged him not to see me anymore. He agreed. But my grand-mère, she must have seen us. She must have.
She must have what?
I cannot tell you. I am afraid. Oh, if you only knew. I'm afraid to go down there. No, you must not go down there.
So this is where she does her mumbo-jumbo, huh?
The door is locked and...
Yeah, well, locked doors happen to be my specialty. Come on, Marie, out of the way. Are you coming down with me?
Yes. I will show you everything. There, monsieur.
Is that it? You mean that wooden doll stuck in those brambles caused Louis' legs to be... It's childish. It's crazy.
No, monsieur. It is not childish. It is vicious.
Yeah, it's vicious. I think I'll just take this along with me. What's this?
It's called a witch's cradle.
A what?
A person is strapped into it and left there to consider her misdeeds. Sometimes for as long as a week.
You mean you've been strapped in this?
Many times, monsieur.
Well, why haven't you denounced it to the authorities? A plain charge of cruelty would have been enough. Why have you stayed here?
Monsieur, I have been afraid of what I knew.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be afraid. afraid any longer. You're going to come with me, right?
No, I cannot.
But you can't stay here.
I must.
What if she comes back and finds you?
I must remain.
What time do you expect her back?
Very late. Not till midnight.
Once more, will you please come with me now?
No.
All right, I'm going back to the inn. I'm going to get Louis out of that bed and bring him back here.
No.
And when we arrive, you'd better be ready to leave or we're going to carry you out of here by force. Now, let's go up and find you someplace to hide.
To look like you and stuck in some brambles.
Ah, so you see, she really meant to harm me.
Did she? Well, she can't harm you now because I got the doll. You know what I'm going to do with it? Oh! There. Did that hurt you? Of course not, because it's all nonsense. Now, get up out of that bed and walk. Look, believe you can walk and you will walk.
No, mon ami. The damage has already been done.
All right. Stay there. Forget about walking. Forget about life. Stay there and rot while Marie...
What about Marie?
Listen, you used to love her, don't you?
With all my heart.
Know that that crazy woman's been doing worse things to her than she ever thought of doing to you.
What sort of thing?
Quick, Fred, catch her!
Get out. Get out if you value your life.
Sorry, witch lady. Your mumbo-jumbo don't work on me. Now, you just be a good little girl and sit right down over there.
You fool. You fool. You do not believe in the power of the Kabbalah. Well, watch and listen and regret. Many, many, many. Kesi, Bali Bosien, Panamado.
Incredible, you may be saying. Unbelievable. In his book, Witchcraft, William Seabrook explains that Louis lost the use of his legs because of induced autosuggestion. Parapsychologists would say that it was caused by telepathy, or by a combination of both. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's tale of witchcraft. Whether or not we believe in black magic, I'm sure we all agree that if we understand the nature of evil, we can combat it and triumph over it. I hope you'll join me again next week when once more we'll enter the study of William Seabrook and reveal another true tale of witchcraft. Good night.
It's alive. Ugly, creeping mildew. Spray on Tilex Instant Mildew Stain Remover and mildew stains vanish with no scrubbing. Try Tilex. Get your bath laboratory clean.
Graham, what's wrong?
I'm just a little sad because Halloween night is almost over.
Oh, Graham, it's okay. Even though Halloween's ending soon, we can carry the spirit of Halloween with us year-round in our hearts.
We can?
Yes.
We can.
Every Friday night with the Harry Scary Hangout.
That's right, we can.
Yeah.
And even though it's the end of tonight's special and almost the end of Halloween night, we can still watch scary movies and laugh at funny things all year round with the Harry Scary Hangout. The Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout. Yes.
Yes, we totally can, Graham.
All right. Well, Mama, you made me feel a lot better, let me tell you. Woo, happy days are here again. All right. But anyway, we want to thank you guys for watching our Halloween 2022 Pumpkin Spice 6 Halloween special. That's right, and we hope to see you again this time next year. So be safe, be good, and we'll see you next time on the Mummy and the Monkey's Pumpkin Spice Halloween Special. Woo!
And we hope the Great Pumpkin was good to all of you this year.
Enjoy your tricks, enjoy your treats, and we'll see you next here on the Mummy and the Monkey's Pumpkin Spice Halloween Special.
Good night, good fright. Mwah.
I'm gonna eat this pumpkin.
Oh! Careful, Graham.